Eco Electrical Engineers Limited is a medium-scale electrical contracting company based in London. Eco Electrical Engineers was established by its managing director, who has over 32 years' experience within the electrical industry. Our company's main aims include meeting the requirements of the IEE regulation BS 7671, price competitiveness, maintaining customer satisfaction.
I am the managing director of Eco Electrical Engineers Limited. We do carry out electrical inspection and testing. We do design and we construct in domestic, commercial and industrial. So if you've got anything like carrying out inspection and testing or certification in your property, shops, industries, we do construct electrical installation, we design, we carry out inspection and testing. Certification.
Eco Electrical Engineers Limited is a fully registered member of the NICEIC regulatory body. The NICEIC are the national organisation responsible for all consumer electrical safety in life and property and compliance to British standards in the UK. No electrical installation can be considered safe for use until it has been thoroughly tested and inspected. Although electrical installations deteriorate with age and inadequate workmanship, we ensure that our competent engineers certifies all work carried to meet the requirements of BS 7671 standards. We work closely to meet the requirements stated by the Health and Safety at Work Regulation Act 1992, which also incorporates the Management of Health and Safety at Work Regulations of 1974. A statutory legal duty is placed on all our employees to ensure that both our employees and clients are not subjected to any risks. All electrical installations carried out by our team are covered by a guarantee that the installation complies with all relevant guidelines. We will also issue the relevant NICEIC certification on all electrical works complete.
Hello, these are my guys, my team, all straight at the moment. They are the working team and some of them have day off today. In here, the main electrical intake is to come from outside from the electricity board into this rye field, which is 30-way, 3-phase. And that from here, it supplies the isolators along here, 24 flats. And from there, this is where the tails for the meter has to come in. We are just expecting the electricity board to supply the meters now. This is, it's a 3-phase board, and that for the lift is over there. The 3-phase supply to the lift into this 3-phase that will serve the main lift throughout the whole building. The main isolating switch gear is over there, and from this point it goes to individual offices and flats respectively. We'll go upstairs and I show you each individual flat with a consumer fuse board installed.
I think it's
Right. Okay. Electricity generation comes from a very long high capacity voltage in megavolts. It's stepped down by a transformer in various substations until it comes to a minimum of 400 volts within the domestic area. Around here is 400 volts that comes into the street and is being tapped 3-phase into this rye field. Then from here it's separated into 230 volts to individual homes and 400 volts to commercial and industrial area, respectively. Now, the supply we use in domestic homes comes only in 240 volts, and that depends on what power you have to take in, i.e. the cooker, the sockets, and the lighting circuit. The cooker, which is often 45 amps rating, and the sockets about 13 amps rating, and the lighting circuit about 10 amps, respectively. So basic voltage is 240. What varies on individual loads is the current. 25mm armored cable to individual flats and offices, one of which is this one, 25mm. From here, we distribute the socket, the supply to sockets, to heater, wall-mounted heater, immersion heater. The MegaFlow takes 32 amps, 16 amps, and the lighting circuit is 6 amps, respectively. So this is the way the supply comes to individual appliances or lighting circuits. On the 16 amps, which is the heaters, wall-mounted heaters or storage heaters or immersion heaters, these are the feed to that on the radial circuit. Now the 6 amps you see here are serving the lighting circuit, the smoke alarm, the fire alarm, which you can see is being installed here. They're all respectively on each own circuits. And if fault develops one way or the other in any of these MCBs, for your awareness, this particular cable, which is bare, is called the earth. Now, in the event of any fault that develops in any installation like here or anywhere else, this is the cable that returns the faulty current to the supply authority. Here now, we are in one of the 2-bedroom flats in the same property. From the consumer fuse board, for instance, like I did said earlier on, 32 amps ring circuit is being supplied here in the kitchen, which meant that all the sockets and the fuse pairs you see around me here are fed in a similar circuit. This fuse pair is meant to protect the washing machine in case, which will be just over here. In the event of any fault, this fuse pair will trip up first before the one in the consumer fuse board, which is rated 32 amps. All these sockets you see here are both linked and sourced in the same MCBs. Now, I must have to tell you, gentlemen and ladies, that electricity has no friend, has no boundary. It will treat you the same way it will treat the electrician. So, if you don't know any sign or any idea or have any idea on the electricity, please protect yourself, be safe, do not touch. This is a heat detector and smoke alarm. In the event of any high temperature while you cook in your kitchen, it will automatically trigger and it signals everyone to get out of the property as soon as they can to protect them from death or fire. Now, if anyone in this whole property sees this type of smoke alarm and heat detector, it is very, very important for every household to have it. It's just to allow you know that something is wrong in their property, and the best thing is find a way out as soon as you can and wait for further advice. Now, we've installed this heater all over the properties, but in the office.
Install complete alarm system in domestic, commercial, and industrial. Install all types of intercommunication wiring, and emergency lightings on work carried out are guaranteed depending on the type and age of the installation.
This is a water heater, typically known as mega flow. It heats the whole flats and by electric supply of 3 kilowatts. Now, this 3 kilowatts heater can work as long as possible depending on how much you use the power, you consume the power. But there will be some time where the element might, one way or the other, trip off due to fault or bad element. Then it meant you have to replace it completely. It heats to a certain temperature. At the moment, we set the thermostat at 60 degrees Celsius. Now, it will automatically cut off as soon as it gets to that temperature. And when further cold water fills up this tank, for instance, it's cooled down, it will automatically again trigger on and start heating until it gets to 60 degrees Celsius. Early in the 80s, I came into this country to study electrical engineering, and which I did for some years, about approximately 5 good years. I started with B Tech, B Higher Tech, and did a degree as well. Now, unfortunately, in the process, I tried every effort I could to get a job based on my trade, and unfortunately, I couldn't succeed. So after the effort, it sounded like it was in vain. So I felt myself, I have to survive within the country, and I went into odd job, which is one of them is a mini cabin. Unfortunately, I did that for so many years until a time I got home worn out with stresses here and there, and I said to my wife, I'm a failure in this country, I believe, because I've not been able to achieve my target, which is based on electrical engineering. And my wife said to me, okay, my dear, let's try another, stop this minicab if you are fed up with it. Try other places, go to job center. And I felt, okay, let me give it a try. And I've tried so many years before in the past and never succeeded. Let me give the last shot. So, and I went to one of this company called Apollo London Limited. And they looked at me and they said, do you think you can be an electrician? I said, yeah, of course, yes. I've got the competence, I've got the experience. And they said to me, okay, then, come in. If you can do this, we've never had 4 electricians there. And they said, get your tools and get your car along and we'll give you a trial. So I bought my tools and with my car and they gave me a trial, and one of which was installation of extractor fan and fault finding. Fortunately, I met 4 electricians there, and they gave me 7 extractor fan in one day. I finished it within 5 hours, the 7 extractor fan. Each extractor fan cost £250 to install. And I did work about 1 month. Fortunately, all the electricians I met there, which they are all white, resigned. And they said they cannot cope with the speed at which I was working with. Then the manager advised me that, well, Emmanuel, you have to go back to school and undergo what they call 16th edition. In my opinion, I felt 16th edition was a bit lower for what my likings are, but fortunately I was determined to get into this trade and I went to do 16th edition in the college. I got that within 3 months. And when I got that within 3 months, I showed it to my employer and they were so surprised that I was able to get that. And I felt, no, let me proceed further by studying inspection and testing. Well, I tried inspection and testing. I got that within 3 months of the course, which was quite unexpected of me with the rate at which I did study and I was working as well. Well, when I got the inspection and testing, this time I was now in charge of Apollo London Limited, working for Eden Council. This is part of my team. Over here it's Maxwell Theodore Thomas, Sonny Identa, Andy Odega, Romano Sukwadi, and Arvin.
I'm Maxwell Thomas. I'm in charge of the electrical team. Emmanuel gave the duty to me to take care of the electricians. So we work in partnership, we work as one. We do the job when he's not around. And the job is very good because he's treating us nicely. And we are pleased to come to work every day because the job is fine. We started from low scratch when we start to struggle. But now we are in the peak. We are going up slowly. And my men here, they are working with me nicely without any problem at all. The job is nice. So I'm encouraging young ones, especially Africans, to come, to give themselves up and try and pursue a trade. Because the job is very, very, very good. In this job, you can see life in this job. There's potential. So I'm advising people to come around so that they themselves, tomorrow, they can be like us.
Yeah, my name is Edenta Michael. I'm working with Echo Electrical Company. The work is very interesting and creative. Well, since I've been doing this work, I can see it is where I've exercised my potential at its fullest extent. And since we've been doing this job, we haven't had any difficulties like electric shock or accident due to the fact that we follow the necessary steps and precautions to make sure that we do our work very effectively and nice. I want to use this opportunity to encourage young Africans to come and join us in this very work because it's very, very interesting. I love it.
My name is Romano Sukwadi. I'm part of the Echo Electrical team. I'm happy with the job and I encourage young ones to join the team. And again, my worst moments in this job is when I have electrical shock. So I still encourage young ones to join the work. Hello. My best moment is when I was assigned to a site to handle a site and I was able to handle it properly. So that is my best moment. And I see again is the financial aspect of it. Whenever I finish my job, when I got my pay, I'm always happy.
My name is Andy Odega. I'm working for it's eco-electrical engineer. So I would like all young African people to join our company, and it treats us well, and the job is very nice. And I encourage people to join our company.
We are a member of the NIC-EIC National Inspection and National Inspection Council for Electrical Contracting. We are a member and a full member of the NIC-EIC. Here again, when a job is carried out, a complete rewire is carried out, we issue what is called electrical installation certification, which is for a new complete wiring. And this goes to the tenants, and from here, from whatever company we issued it to, it goes to the local authority. And that symbolizes that we have done a job somewhere.
Eco Electrical Engineers Limited have unlimited distance in the UK. Our highly acclaimed work ethic and dedication to our clients have enabled us to extend our work through various locations across the country. These areas range from Manchester, Derby and Nottingham to Leeds and Birmingham. Electrical Engineers Limited Services, electrical installation rewiring in domestic, commercial and industrial properties, carry out electrical inspection and testing reports and certification, we issue electrical installation certificate, periodical inspection report for an electrical installation, alarm certificate, domestic electrical installation certificate, emergency lighting certificate, periodic inspection and testing certificate, minor work electrical installation certificate, domestic alarm installation certificate, certificate of design, installation and commissioning of a fire detection and alarm system of grade B, C, D, E and F in any dwelling, domestic visual condition repeats. Eco Electrical Engineers Limited have a reputation of carrying out electrical upgrades in domestic, commercial and industrial establishments. All our electrical installations are upgraded according to the conditions required by BS 7671 standards. We will under no condition compromise our high standards in exchange for cutting corners, i.e. to please a client if the installation is below standard. Eco Electrical Engineers Limited. Telephone 0208 728 1102 or 07960 891 807 or 0788 691 3941. 120 Kingshill Avenue, North Holt, Middlesex, UB5 6NY.